Today we are talking about SSL. So hopefully you already know what SSL means if you have a website. And if not, here's the lowdown. SSL stands for Secure Socket Layer, and it is something that has been available for websites for a long time, but there's a reason we're talking about it today because it's now relevant for all websites. Oh, you don't believe me? That's okay. Here's the deal. In 2016, here's what SSL was. It was complicated, it was expensive, it was only for sites that were selling things, and if you could at all avoid having it, you did. That changed last year. Last year, a lot of web hosts started making it more available and easier. There's this thing called Let's Encrypt that gives you a free SSL, and literally with some web hosts, it's like a 3-click process. So there's now no excuse not to have SSL. What it does is it protects the information going from the person who's on your website to the web server. So that's why it was obviously needed for e-commerce. But that's why it's now really important for, it doesn't matter. I'm sure you've got a lead magnet on your website. That's a form. Somebody puts in their email address. If you don't have SSL on your website, that email address not only can belong to you, but anyone who happens to be looking at that web traffic at that particular time. So they could be snatching email addresses or any other information that's coming between the user on your website and your web server. So SSL is important. 2017, it got easier. It no longer was expensive. There's free SSLs through Let's Encrypt. It was no longer complicated. Web hosts were making it sort of a 3-click process. And it's no longer cumbersome. So there's no excuse. And now Google has just informed us that this is going to be sort of a requirement. So you might want to check out this little blog article from Google. They recently said that starting in July of this year, if your site does not have SSL, they don't care if you're selling things, they don't care if there's a form. If it doesn't have SSL, they're going to start labeling it as not secure in the Chrome browser. That's what it looks like. So people are going to start to see that your site is labeled as not secure if you don't have SSL. That is probably going to scare off some people. It might not scare off everybody, especially, if they've been to your site before, but it's really going to be a deterrent. Google has also said that this is a ranking factor. So if you want Google to like you and you want them to label your site as secure and not secure, this is something to consider. So why do you care if Chrome users see it? Well, let me show you something else. This is the browser market share. You can see that Chrome has a big chunk. So all of those people on mobile and desktop will start to see your site as not secure. So this is really just Google giving you some added motivation to get those SSL certificates on there. So have I convinced you yet? I really hope so. Honestly, great web hosts like WP Engine or SiteGround make it easy. If you have an existing website, there's a little bit more that needs to happen to make sure that all of the existing links inside your website get changed over. And if you're using some external services, there's a bit more work. But really, it's not as bad as it used to be. So get on board, get your SSL. Oh, and there was one more thing I was going to tell you. That's right. If you do have an existing SSL, that is, you got it before 2017, like if you got your SSL in 2016, this is the other website I need you to check out. Not all SSL certificates are created equal. There were some semantic certificates and some other people that did some things that were not so great, so they're being distrusted. So if you got your SSL certificate before 2016, go put your site, your URL, your domain name in here, and check it just to make sure that you're going to be good, because otherwise your users will get this big nasty screen. It won't just be this cute little not secure. It's like a big nasty, this site's not trusted. So go check your existing SSL if you have one. And if you need help sorting all of this out, if you just want to get it all nailed, you can grab a spot on my calendar. Just click the link in the description and we'll chat about it, see where you're at, see who you're hosting, and get you all settled up. So, until next time.